Hello and welcome into your Bruins fan reaction videos for the games versus the Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just adjusting my mic there. And the first thing I want to talk about when talking about these two games, and I want to jump to the Toronto game because that was the game that happened first, but the first thing I need to talk about is the controversy of the Zach Hyman hit on Charlie McAvoy and also then the Wagner hit on Morgan Rielly. Now these are two very different hits. And in my opinion, one is clearly suspendable and the other is very much not suspendable. But I've been seeing arguments either way. Now the Hyman hit, he's coming along the boards. McAvoy gets rid of the pass. 2 seconds go by. About 2 seconds. I'm approximating there. It's closer to 2 than 1. Let's just put it that way. More than enough time for Zach Hyman to hold up and not hit McAvoy. He falls through shoulder to shoulder and sends McAvoy head first into the boards. Predatory hit. It's easily suspendable in my opinion. McAvoy can't see it coming. He gets hit towards the boards, dangerously goes at the boards. No need for Hyman to do this. His team is losing 6-1, like mid-third period, like 15-minute mark of the third, something around there. There's no reason. Easily a 2-game suspension, and it's a good thing he didn't have a history because otherwise he'd probably be getting more. Now you jump to the Chris Wagner hit, which I really don't think is suspendable, and I'm kind of borderline questioning whether it's a penalty. Now, you can tell me he hit him in the head, he was targeting the head. Okay, one of those things might be true. I believe he probably did get some contact with the head. Targeting? No, I'm sorry. I don't believe that for a second. Chris Wagner sees Morgan Rielly skating over the middle ice. Chris Wagner goes for the hit, and he got called with a charging call here. And I don't think Chris Wagner charged Morgan Rielly because he held up and glided at the end once he got a decent amount of speed. And Chris Wagner was coming in hot, don't get me wrong. But he stopped striding, glided into him, hit him. Now, Morgan Rielly was kind of crouched over because of the way he was carrying the puck. And this is why Wagner hits him in the head. It's not because Wagner's targeting the head. It's the posture of Morgan Rielly. Chris Wagner keeps the elbow in, which I think is very big to keep that elbow in. Because if he extends the elbow, he's going for the head, clearly. When he puts that in, he's just going for a body check, in my opinion. Now, Morgan Rielly's lower than Chris Wagner, so his head probably does catch this. Chris Wagner does not jump either. His left skate comes up because his body hits Morgan Rielly and causes his leg to go up. His right skate actually stays down on the ice the whole way through the check. So he's not jumping into him either. I feel like it's really just a fast open ice hit that looks worse than it actually is. And you can debate me in the comments. I'm going to stick with my opinion on that one. At first I thought it was dirtier than it was. After slowing it down, watching it in real time, I watched it at full speed, slow motion, broke it down, looked at his legs, looked at his posture, saw that the elbow was in, saw that he didn't jump. He just hits him in the open ice, and Morgan Rielly's head happens to be lower, extended out to the point I feel like he catches him. It's not on purpose. If you want to call a penalty on the play, sure. It's definitely nothing beyond a penalty during the play, though, in my opinion. So now that I got that out of the way, we can jump into talking about the game. In the first game, the goalies feature will be Frederik Andersen and Yaroslav Halak. Two very solid goaltenders this year. One would play solid, the other, not really. Freddie Andersen had a rough go. His team definitely gave up some A-plus chances, which is definitely why he got shelled tonight. The scoring would start in the first period with a Jakob Forsbacka-Karlsson goal. Basically, neutral zone turnover, JFK streaks towards the net, Pasternak hits him up, and JFK puts it home past Frederik Andersen. Pretty even period, to be honest. The second period, the Bruins would come out and play much better than the Leafs, picking up 2 goals that period. You had a Backus shot from the slot that went into the net on the power play, and you had a Krug point shot where he uses the screen perfectly from the point. Bruins go up 3-0 into the third period. They're cruising. The game was very much in Boston's favor. Boston definitely outplayed the Leafs up until this point. At the beginning of the third, they continue that with Ryan Donato brings in 2 Leafs into the boards. Ryan Donato drew 2 Leafs towards him, which was big. Dan Heinen streaks beyond, and Ryan Donato gets possession of the puck, throws it out to the middle. Heinen picks it up. Par Lindholm is taking a line at the 2 Leaf players and Donato on the board. Lindholm takes a line at that, doesn't pick up Heinen. Heinen picks up the puck, blows by him, and does a great move to beat Frederik Andersen to go up 4-0. And my notes on my iPhone are dumb, so, you know, it happens. But then Travis Dermott picks one up for the Leafs with a beautiful shot. He rifled this. This thing hit the top of the net and came all the way back out, almost to where he shot it from, to be honest. Picks up at the point, walks in, rips it top right-hand corner. Doesn't get much prettier than that. Makes the deficit 3 for the Leafs. Very comebackable for the Leafs. But the Bruins would respond after this with a first line 3-on-1 against Nikita Zaitsev, where Krejci gives it to Pastrnak. Pastrnak back across the crease to Krejci. Krejci buries it past Frederik Andersen, and we go up 5-1. I'm noticing if I turn my phone here, it sends my notes upward. What's up with that, Apple? Anyway, Hyman and Donato break out again. Donato goes wide, draws in Morgan Rielly. Austin Matthews is draped over Ryan Donato on this, but Ryan Donato gets past Austin Matthews. I think Austin Matthews might have held up here. I'm not sure if he gave up or if he just thought maybe I should try to play the puck here, but Donato gets beyond Matthews and puts home the Danton Heinen feed. Danton Heinen and Ryan Donato had that connection tonight. They both got primary assists on each other's goals. They're best friends right now. And that would be 6-1, and Frederik Andersen would be pulled. Garrett Sparks put in. Carlo would then miss a puck behind the Bruins net. Picked up in the back. The Leafs bring it to the front. Austin Matthews puts it in the net. Goal scorer. It's kind of what Austin Matthews does if you've seen him play. The next goal for the Leafs was on a power play. If you're going by my standard, I don't think the Leafs should have had a power play here. But, there was a lot of bad no calls and bad calls in this game. I think everyone on both sides can agree the the officiating was terrible. And if it was handled better, you might not be talking about the Hyman hit and you might not be talking about the Wagner hit because they probably just wouldn't have happened if this game was officiated better. But puck gets loose on the Leafs power play in front. Halak goes down, and Andreas Janssen puts in to make it 6-3. Boston will come away with a 6-3 victory, and they gain some ground on Toronto in the division chase. It's still a decent gap between Toronto and Boston, but it's more doable day by day if we keep winning. Anyway, then you go on to the Bruins versus Senators game, which happened on Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. So they slammed me. I missed the game Saturday with the Leafs because I had obligations. I had to hang out with some friends. I hadn't seen some friends in a while. They weren't watching the hockey game, so I couldn't watch the hockey game there. Recorded it. DVR messed up, so I had to watch it on the internet, which that was a struggle in itself, which is why this video is coming out slowly. I was having issues with the internet, but either way, and then right after that, 5 p.m. the next day, back-to-back, we take on Ottawa, and we take on someone named Mike McKenna. Gotta open the door here because my cat wants out of my room. Sorry about that. You gotta do what you gotta do, and I do not have time to edit because I'm busy with finals as well. But anyway, you got Mike McKenna versus Tuukka Rask, and I have no idea who Mike McKenna is. This was his 30th start, and he's 35 years old. 30th NHL start, 35 years old. He's stuck with it, and Mike McKenna is... I don't even know what to say. All I have is full respect for anyone who pursues their dreams that long. And he looked pretty damn good the other day, stopping 42 of the Bruins' 44 shots, and he dragged them to overtime. The Senators had no right being in the game. They should not have been in the game. The Bruins were the far better team. However, Mike Hoffman would strike early with a one-timer off a feed from Colin White. And I was like, seriously? We just come off this big win against the Leafs, and 6-7 minutes in the game, you let up a goal to Mike Hoffman, who is a beautiful player who I hope gets traded to the Bruins. But, not the point. I'll talk about that more when we come to the trade deadline. And Ottawa is terrible, and we're competing for a playoff spot, a divisional spot, and all that, and how we should acquire a top 6 winger like Mike Hoffman. Nonetheless, so Marchand striking the second off of a one-timer on the power play. David Pastrnak takes a shot from the point. Mike McKenna was cheating a little, coming way too far out of his crease. The rebound goes to the side of Marchand, way far out. But Marchand, because of how far Mike McKenna is out, has time to put it top shelf on Mike McKenna. The Bruins tie up 1-1. The Bruins and Senators, the Bruins and Mike McKenna lock it up 1-1. They go to overtime. The Bruins outshot the Senators 14-4 in the third period. So Mike McKenna was dragging them, kicking and screaming. McKenna was dragging them. And McKenna was fantastic. I can't say that enough. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record. He just had a great game, and it was frustrating to watch, but I appreciated it. Because especially when it's a guy who, that's probably the best game of his career, and it's sad that he had to take an L on it, but it's against us, so it's not as sad for me. But for him, that's probably the best performance he's going to have. Anyway, overtime, Krejci goes around the net. Beautiful sauce cross crease to Torrey Krug, and Torrey Krug finishes it. If you haven't seen that pass, that is one of the better passes you'll see. David Krejci, not many people on the Bruins. I don't think anyone has a better saucer pass than Krejci does on the Bruins, and that's high praise right there for David Krejci. So the Bruins come away with an overtime win 2-1. Big back-to-back wins. So we get 2 L's in Florida, and then we play 2 Ontario teams, and we beat both of them. So, 2-2. 2-2 in the last 4 games. Not too bad. Still waiting on Chara Bergeron to come back. Jake DeBrusk, he didn't play either of these games, which, kind of concerning to me in my opinion. But, it is what it is. The Bruins are still occupying that first wild card spot at the moment. They are 5 points clear of a playoff spot. Sorry, 4 points clear of a playoff spot. Pittsburgh is in 9th place in the Eastern Conference right now. They can definitely go on a run. But we are in the first wild card spot, so there's still one team in between us and them, and that is Montreal, who is 1 point behind us. We are 2 points behind Buffalo now, and Buffalo is taking a step back right now, so we can definitely pass Buffalo. Maybe tonight. I don't know if Buffalo plays, but I know we do. We could definitely tie them in points. Not sure how tiebreakers work, but I know we beat Buffalo 4-0 earlier this year, so that means something, right? But anyway, we're very much able to knock Buffalo down a peg. Toronto's 5 points ahead. That's definitely catchable. And then you got Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's an issue, guys. Okay, they're 13 points ahead of us, and if my math is correct, 13 minus 5 is 8. They're 8 points ahead of the Leafs. So not only are that's 6.5 wins ahead of us, they are 4 wins ahead of the Maple Leafs, and they have the best team on paper. They're playing like it. I don't think anyone in this division is catching them, barring injuries, which they already have to Antoine Stralman, who's out, and Andrei Vasilevsky. So this is the big blue machine down there in Tampa, and they are running people over, whether they like it or not, and it's going to be tough every time you play Tampa to get a win. Can you beat them in a series? At this point, probably not. If we get healthy, acquire some talent, talk to me then, and I'll give you a better opinion. But changes need to be made to compete with Tampa, in my opinion. If we stay in the first wild card, we'd probably avoid Tampa unless we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, where we'd inevitably run into them, because I honestly don't see anyone beating Tampa at this point in time. That can all change, though. The NHL is a rapidly changing league, and tomorrow might be different than today. That's all I got to say on that. Last one thing I'll touch on, because a person commented, I should have put it at the beginning of the video, but I forgot, and I'm putting it now. Don Sweeney attended a game between Calgary and Edmonton, and you might be saying, Luch! No. That's $6 million of no. But you got 2 people I heard from Edmonton who are interesting to me. One being Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who definitely fills the center gap, and if Bergeron misses any extended period of time beyond the 4 to 6 weeks we were told he was missing, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is a very fine top 6 forward and can even play wing, so he might fit both needs, and hopefully we only need him for the wing or third line center if you want to load 3 quality centers, because Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is a quality player, and I have no issues getting. The other one that's a little more risky, in my opinion, is Jesse Puljujarvi, and I don't want him. I'm going to be frank with you. Now, I could eat my words on that later if he turns into a stud, but I feel like he just adds to the youth that we have, and the youth we have now is fantastic going forward, but right now, they're inconsistent. Let's just be real. The youth on the Bruins is pretty inconsistent. Some nights you never know what you're going to get. Some nights you're like, they should be in Providence. Some nights you're like, wow, the moon's the limit for them, or the sky's the limit, whatever you want to say. So I don't really want another one of those, and it's just because of how the Bruins are set up right now. Another team, another setup, more veterans on your team. Maybe I want a younger guy to bring some energy. But this Bruins team, I don't think you need more younger guys. I think you need more established guys like a Nugent-Hopkins. What's that going to cost you? I don't know, and I don't want to speculate. On the Flames, however, no one's talking about what's on the Flames, though. They're just assuming we're there to deal with Chiarelli, which I think is kind of dumb in my opinion. Now, dream scenario, I'm a big Matt Tkachuk fan. Big Tkachuk guy. I like Brady. I like Matt. I like the way they play. They're basically everything. Like, they're like Lucic if Lucic was, like, elite, in my opinion, and consistent. Because Lucic was good back in his day, but I think Matt Tkachuk and Brady Tkachuk both have way more potential and probably will exceed what Lucic has done in his career. I like both those players, but that's not happening. That would cost you way too much. I think the more realistic thing is maybe a James Neal, because he hasn't been performing as well, and that's the only player on Calgary I could think of. Also, Johnny Gaudreau would be nice, but, that's dreaming, kind of like with Tkachuk, you're dreaming. But James Neal, Jesse Puljujarvi, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, that's in my mind. And personally, out of the 3, I want Nugent-Hopkins. He can play center, he can play wing, fills the needs, solid defensively. He just fits what we need, and I think that's a fine acquisition depending on the price. And I don't care if we have to get rid of some defensive prospects to get it. I mean, prospects are prospects, you know, and the Bruins D-line is loaded, and we saw some key Bruins players can actually play, so it doesn't bother me. Do I want to get rid of Krug? No, I don't think you should get rid of Krug to get Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I think we're talking like a Lozon, a Zaboral, someone like that. Maybe even a Grzelcyk, which I love Matt Grzelcyk, but you know, you need what you need, and right now the Bruins need a top 6 forward or a guy who can play center on the third line. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins can do it all. So that's just my opinion there. And I am streaming for the game tonight against the Coyotes. So if you're interested in that, pop on in, say hi, talk to me for 1 minute, 1 hour, 2 hours, the whole game. You know, it's just nice to see you guys pop in. And that's all I have time for you today. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you really like my content, you like the Bruins coverage, you like my biased Bruins coverage, hit the subscribe button. You want to comment and talk to me, I respond to all comments. Leave a comment down below. I appreciate you supporting my channel, watching the video until this point. If you are here, thank you so much. You're why I do this, and I love you guys. Peace. See you tonight in the stream. Have a great week.